Oh, welcome to tonight's show. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, the wholesome boys.
NRL off from the sidelines. No, just from the sidelines.
That's right.
Let's start again.
No, I'm not. I'm going to keep going because you know what? We need to get this show done as quick as possible.
Because this is probably the most entertaining part of the show.
And I just want to get this show over and done with. I don't want to be here tonight. I don't want to talk about football. I hate football right now. I despise football.
Steve, welcome to my last week.
Seriously. I've been losing all year and I've been fronting up every week.
Yeah, but you should be. That's the Roosters.
should
That's
you.
Hang on. We've lost more than you.
Yeah.
And I've been fronting up every week.
And I have a reason to complain this week.
Do you?
I do.
Well, your team's terrible?
Yeah.
No. We'll come to that.
Whoa, yeah, we'll come to that.
You got to blame somebody and don't blame their team.
All right.
As we do it every time this week, we're going to talk about the round of NRL that's just been played.
So how are you, gentlemen?
So how are you, gentlemen?
Losers?
Listen, you beat Parramatta. Anyone was going to beat Parramatta.
That's true.
So you always
You
don't
beat nobodies. That's
if
right.
it was you, it'd be,
good
win's
on
a
ya.
win, a win's a win.
And
please.
no Mitchell Moses.
Yeah.
Even, come on.
Half the team injured and they're skiting about a lucky
You're going
win.
to struggle about
My
beating
goodness.
the Tigers next week.
Yeah, that's right. I don't think they will beat the
Created
Tigers.
a
Right. All right, let's go.
All right, let's go to Queensland Country Bank Stadium on
monsters.
Thursday night, where the Sharks beat the North Queensland Cowboys 32-12.
And we all tipped the Cowboys.
We all
at home.
I didn't. I picked the Sharks.
You
Oh,
did?
did you?
Yeah, because I'm sensible.
Wow, you are intelligent.
Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, for that lovely compliment.
Change your
I'll
team
be
and you'll be
sure-
an absolute genius.
I'll be sure
we're,
to
We're the wholesome boys, remember?
Yes.
Okay,
So, I didn't see this coming.
I watched this game, and
Thank you. That's good.
I watched this game, and I must admit, the Sharks were impressive.
Do you think so?
Yeah, yeah.
They're big men particularly, I thought. Because I haven't
Yeah.
rated Toby Rudolph or Royce Hunt much of late, but they're really starting to play
Yeah,
well.
their bench rotation was really good.
I'm not saying they played bad. Yeah, look, they've probably played the best I've seen them play in a long time.
And it was the same as last week. They beat you guys, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. They just turned the ball back on the inside. Hazleton, Hunt, what's his name? Rudolph, and they just kept turning it back on the inside and running through. It was impressive. The big men were impressive.
And it's tough to win up there.
It is tough to win up that, but what did you think of the Cowboys? Because they had everything to play for.
Yeah. Pretty lackluster. Yeah.
I think the Cowboys have been off the boil since Val Holmes was injured. Suspended.
Suspended, yeah.
I don't think they've had much to. They seem to lack.
There are some players, aren't there, that you don't think of, you don't notice it till they're gone, that they probably rev the team up.
I still don't rate the Sharks, by the way.
I don't think they can win the premiership.
Nico Hines, though, he's bounced back. The big men are running hard, and the Cows are gone.
And the Cows are gone.
Yeah. Well, we hope so.
Daniel Anderson Stadium in New Zealand. 29, Manly Sea Eagles 22. Brian?
What would you like me to say, Stephen?
There was a tackle that you've been rather vocal about.
There was a tackle. Well, let me just say. Let me just start off with.
Okay.
The first try, Tohu Harris, the ball never touched the ground. So that wasn't a try. The next try.
Now, listen, I need you to support me later, okay? Just keep going.
The next try, Ruben Garrick clearly got to the ball first.
Oh, that one.
Yes. 100%.
No try.
Yeah, it kind of looked like.
Yeah, kind of looked like it.
That was near Cora. That was actually the last try.
So Harris, the ball didn't touch the ground, but we'll give the Warriors a try. Ruben Garrick grounds the ball. Oh no, we'll say it wasn't. I thought it was it, and I'm not blaming the ref. It's that video bunker that just kills me. So those decisions killed me. Now, go back to 22-all.
Yep.
And we had a Cherry Evans attempted field goal deflection, charge down. Ruben Garrick leaps in the air to collect the ball. Charles Nickel-Clockstadt, who is he's a clean skin. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I like the bloke.
Yep.
Came through, stuck out his arms, took the legs of Ruben Garrick out, and Ruben landed very heavily on his back.
Yep.
Quite possibly out for a number of weeks with a back injury, and dropped the ball. Somewhere in that, we've become a game where if somebody's wrong-footed and somebody cops a finger across the face, that's a penalty.
Yes.
We've come to the point where if a player backs into the tackle to offload, and then clutches his neck, it's a crusher tackle.
Yep.
We're at a point in the game where duty of care is all about the player.
Yep.
If the ball's in the air and a fullback is taking the ball, you're not allowed to touch him until both his feet are on the ground. Even if he's got 1 foot on the ground, it's an illegal tackle.
That's if it's in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
air.
Yeah.
So what I'm struggling to see is the difference when a player is fully off the ground catching a ball, a loose swinging arm comes and takes them out. So if Ruben Garrick was on the ground and that ball had hit him in the head, and that arm had hit him in the head, penalty. It hit him in the legs and knocked his feet out from under him, and he landed in a dangerous position on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's play on.
And I think people have missed the point about the dangerous position.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying, it had already bounced, so therefore... And
I get the
that.
rules.
Yeah. I understand that.
But we're all about...
It isn't a fair rule.
Yeah, we're all about protection of the player.
Yeah.
And that was not protecting the player. That was... And the thing is... and I think I've said this before on this show. There's a pub test element to rugby league. That's why we hate the bunker, because the bunker looks at things 47 times and gets it wrong.
Yeah.
When any normal person looks at it and goes, "Oh, yep,"
And sees it once or twice.
And if he lands on his head and
Yeah.
goes unconscious, or is it's taken off the ground in
Yep.
in a thing, is that a penalty then?
No.
no, it's
Because-
not.
well,
That's
that's
just
the
That's
same
a ridiculous thing,
like
isn't it?
But see, here's the argument. For
and it makes no, and it's that bad, and it's caused that much commentary that now we've got big PVL coming out and saying, "Oh, we'll have a look at that rule in the off season."
Good.
Well, I hope it doesn't happen next week then.
Yep.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So if a player's taking the ball in the full, and I know this is slightly different, but if you're running to take a ball and you actually jump into someone as opposed to being, it's a penalty as well.
Yeah.
So
It makes-
I'm sorry, I saw it should have been a penalty.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, as soon as it happened, I was screaming. But anyway.
Yeah.
But the Warriors were good. Let's go back to the game.
Yeah,
the Warriors
let's go
were
back to the
very
game. Yeah, so take all of that out. Manly played really well. I was happy with that performance. And as poor old Siebes comes out and says, we've got 13 blokes on the injured list and 10 of them are in our first grade team.
Yeah.
It was like we've got no chance. We've had no chance for most of the year, and they've played really well the last 2 weeks, and we've copped some bad decisions, and I'll wear that. The Warriors were great. Dallin was fantastic. Adam Blake was good. Dylan Walker was good. Sean Johnson was good. They were good. It was a good, entertaining game.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, Tom, the Warriors, you think they can challenge? Do you put them up there with Penrith and the Broncos?
No. They're in the next tier, I think. I think they'll get to... They could even make the preliminary, but they'll come up more than likely in the preliminary final against either the Broncos or the Panthers, and they can't go past that. No, it looks likely that Panthers and Broncos will probably win their first semi. They'll have the week off. They'll play whoever's left, and I just don't think that anybody below them can match them.
I disagree.
Yep.
I actually think they are.
So you set me up, basically.
No.
This is where I have to back you?
No, you're
All right, okay. Later.
No, I'm just saying I disagree. I actually think they can match it.
Yeah.
I think they can probably match it more with the Broncos than with Penrith. So it will come down to who they end up playing. I think if Sean Johnson, if he's on fire, and Dallin out on the wing, and the hooker Luke Metcalf, I think they can do it.
I think the difference is that I don't think that the Warriors can score as many points as the Broncos. Yeah, their defence is good, but I actually don't think they've got as many points in them, and I think the Broncos and Panthers have got a lot of points in them.
The thing that Manly did well against the Warriors and Panthers in the first half last week as well was they went set for set.
Yep.
I don't think and unfortunately for everyone else, the Broncos and the Panthers, you make a mistake, they'll punish it.
Yeah.
There is no two ways about it. I don't think that the Warriors or any other team actually can play that kind of game just yet.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm not saying that they couldn't spring an upset, but if you're looking at it, Jesus, unlikely.
All right, let's go to the Combank Stadium where the Roosters beat the Eels 34-12.
Poor Eels. Poor Eels.
Why are you feeling for the Eels?
Poor Eels. No Mitchell Moses.
They'll
struggling
missing
at
Mitchell
home.
Moses in attack, but their defence was pretty much the same as it would have been. And I thought the Roosters are just starting to get a bit of mojo. You can talk about who they're playing, but they've got a bit of mojo, and I actually think they've just suddenly found a little bit of cohesion in their attack. Their defence has actually been pretty good all year, really. There've been a couple of blowout games, but that was probably against the Panthers. Their defence has generally been pretty good all season, and it's pretty rock solid at the moment. Those tries they scored were pretty, it's out of the box. Look, I think I'm really liking what I'm seeing for the Roosters at the moment. Look, can they win the premiership? Of course not. But will they make the 8? I think they're a bit of a chance. Obviously, a lot of things have to happen for that to happen. But I tell you, if they get into the finals with the form they've got, I think they may trouble the lower sides. I think.
I think you're probably right.
They're just starting to look like they're just clicking. And the problem now is we've had Hutchison, Sandon Smith, and Keary mixing in the halves, doing a really good job. And now they're probably going to inject Sam Walker, a bit of an unknown now after such a long time. Plus Teddy will be off. Manu moves from the centres. That could just disrupt things a little bit.
Yeah, I don't think it's wise to... I think you should have brought back Sam Walker earlier. I don't think it's wise to now...
He was injured.
Yeah, but he's been playing
He's
for
played
2 weeks.
Yeah, but
But just before the finals, you're going to bring him in and now change.
But he had a dicky knee, and Roosters are well known for being really overly cautious. They want him as their lifetime halfback.
No, I don't think
they're not going to mess. They're not going to mess with him.
I don't think he'll see out his contract. To be honest with you.
Oh, you know nothing. You don't know anything.
I know everything.
You're
Come
a
on,
Rabbitohs fan. You're always going to be.
No. I think you should
Doom.
keep him, but I don't think you will.
Yeah, Mr. Doom.
Brian agrees with me.
Well, that'll be a turn up.
Yeah, it's true too. Combank Stadium.
No.
No?
Yes. Yes, they're both at Combank. Yes, sorry. Sorry, Stephen. You were right. I was entirely in the wrong there.
He was less right.
Who's the driver here?
You are, Steve.
Combank Stadium, Tigers 24, Dolphins 23. Did you see the last kick by Appy?
Oh, Appy.
I saw it on replay. I didn't see the game.
My goodness. What was the little caption going around? Oh, Appy's out next week because he's had to carry the Tigers all game.
That was me. I said, Appy's going to be out. Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, dear.
My goodness. Appy was exceptional.
I got to say, I was watching it and I thought, what the hell are you doing? Taking a penalty kick. You're 1 point behind. Just get up there and kick your own field goal and make it 23 all.
Yep.
But he says, no, give me the ball. I'll take it on the... And it hits the crossbar and bounces over.
3 minutes to go too, I think.
Yeah, you still had time.
So there was plenty of time for both sides.
Yeah, so if he missed it, they would have got the ball back. I don't know.
Gutsy.
Wow.
Must be the Benji way.
Benji way. So Benji now has a 100% win rate over Wayne Bennett. Go figure. You'd take that, wouldn't you?
Oh, dear. The rest of the game I thought was okay.
It was okay.
There was nothing spectacular. Obviously, the Dolphins had just got a bit tired now and are struggling at the back end of the season, which, they're still doing a lot better than other clubs. So.
They've got a couple of injuries. They had no depth as well, so...
I just forgot I didn't have them on.
You wondered why it was all blurred on the screen.
Well, ever since I got my eyes fixed, I just forget them.
All right, so that was the first game on Saturday.
Seabus Super Stadium, Panthers 40, Titans 14.
They were in the game for a little while.
They were in the game for a while.
Yeah, and then they were lucky to only lose by that much.
Yeah, the afterburners went on, didn't they?
But that's Penrith. I was like, they don't care if they'd been 14-0 down at half time, you still wouldn't have written them off.
No, I don't.
Because they just keep going and they just come back at you. And unfortunately, the Titans couldn't match it.
Yeah, and look, they scored a try within 2 minutes of the kickoff, so you knew they were wrong.
Yep.
But
how bad was it to see Jaden Campbell go down? I'm so glad they reckon it's not an ACL. Hopefully not. Just an exciting player to watch. It really is.
David Fafita had a quiet game, I thought.
He's just having a bit of a whinge that Tino's getting more money.
Tino's playing.
Not by much.
Tino's playing a hell of a lot. He's got a bigger contract.
Oh, longer contract and a little bit more money.
Yeah, what's the go? Hang on, what's the go with Tino's contract? Have you heard this year? It's 3 years with a 7-year player option.
Yeah, that's incredible.
What the? Anyway, that's just bizarre.
Well, I guess you wanted to stay as long as possible.
Contract.
Oh.
Yeah, it does actually.
Actually, it does sound like a Des Hasler contract.
You can just stay as long as you want. Penrith, they just
We'll give you
did their
150 this year and 2 million for the next 5
You
years.
can't do that anymore.
Des would find a way.
Panthers are rolling on.
Yeah. Win Stadium, Storm 28, St George 20. Sorry, Melbourne Storm 38, St George 28.
Another game that wasn't decided till late.
Yeah.
Well, I actually texted Barry at 18:04 or something and said, "Are you watching the game?" And then within about 10 minutes, it said, "Don't worry, normal transmission has resumed." Back to 18.
What did you do that for? I was like riding the Dragons home. I'm like, come on, Dragons, come on.
Yeah.
Sorry, Barry, I didn't mean to.
Sorry, Sally, we weren't really on the
It's
Dragons
probably,
either.
it's probably just a fact of Dragons got nothing to lose now, and they just throw the ball around, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was
But they played reasonably well.
I was reading the stat
You take
that,
more risks when you've got nothing.
that this is the 10th game they've lost by 10 points or less this year. They're
Well,
close.
New coach, a couple of new players could make a big difference next year.
Yeah, Suwali and whoever else, and Joey Manu, both all going over to the Dragons, and wow, that'd be great.
Dreaming.
Get them a bit of backline punch.
Trent said at the press conference before the last game, he said he'll finish his career at the Roosters.
Who, Manu?
Manu, yep.
But not Suwali.
Oh, of course. Well, he's going to rugby.
Well, no, but next
year, who knows? Well, I don't know where they're going to fit him.
No, neither do I.
We've got an embarrassment of riches next year in the wing, a wing centre positions.
So I was thinking about players that have changed clubs this year. Has there been a better one than Katoa? He's killing it. He's killing it at the Storm.
Yeah, he's playing well.
It's like, why did the Warriors let him go, and why wasn't everybody fighting for him? I mean, he was mighty good in a team that didn't go so well. He's sensational over there. And that hit that he put on Ben Hunt that turned over the ball right at the end.
Oh, that was a good hit.
Oh.
But Bellamy obviously can eye talent, and he just knows how to make them better.
Yep.
Oh.
Muggle.
Yeah, well, I would disagree. I reckon Katoa would have went great at any club.
Yeah, but generally
No,
Bellamy
right.
can do that.
Disagree.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
You're allowed to
You
be
have a
wrong.
right to be wrong.
Yeah, you're allowed to be wrong.
Yeah, but I guess the point is he wasn't doing it where he was.
He was.
Bellamy,
He was playing okay.
He was
playing okay.
sensational at the Warriors. Now he's sensational at the Storm, and everybody's saying it's Bellamy. No, he's just a mighty fine player. See, nice how I held back there.
You did.
Yes.
Because we're wholesome.
Right.
McDonald Jones Stadium, Newcastle Knights 29, South Sydney Rabbitohs 10.
Right.
This was a joy to
Now we can't talk wholesomely.
This was a joy to watch.
This was a refereeing disgrace. 3 tries. No, hear me out.
Oh.
3 tries scored by Newcastle that should never have been allowed.
One was eight.
One was an 8
tackles.
tackle try, shouldn't have been allowed.
Right,
One
hang
was
on.
where it hit
Hang
the
on a
ref.
sec. Hang on, that takes how much? They still beat you,
You take 18 points out of that. They barely do.
but they do.
And
they were-
but it
they
could
were-
change the whole game.
They were 10 times the better team than you.
I don't care.
And if
3
they hadn't
tries.
got those tries, they would have found other tries.
And here you are saying on the text that Latrella's protected species. He bumps someone in the back and he gets week off for it.
Yeah, so you should.
Is this where I'm supposed to jump in and help you?
Yes, at any time would be nice.
It looked a bit of a nothing, to be honest.
It wasn't.
It
But
did not look
wasn't
like nothing.
No, let me qualify.
Please.
Let me qualify that. According to Latrell's usual technique, it was mild on the Latrellometer.
Yes.
Okay, but it looked aggressive and frustrated, and I'm not happy. So you're getting this. Cop this.
Hang on, but
That's
that was
typical.
because Frizzell hit him in the head with a ball a little
Oh,
while ago. Anyway, let's come back
So
to
he's a big boy, isn't
which
he?
means
Suck it up.
he should have Cody should have been binned at that point, throwing punches.
Cody?
Yeah, he was throwing punches as well.
was not.
So
You're blind. So let's come.
Anyway.
Brian, you're telling me that if if the ball had hit the ref and they scored against you, you wouldn't be complaining about that.
You know what?
You
Can
tell
I
me,
just say?
would you or would you not?
Can I just say? Look, you know what?
I said
It's a bit Mickey Mouse when a try scored on the 8th tackle. However, I don't know why, but it happens occasionally in the game.
Yes.
And it isn't the player's fault.
Yeah, you know, but yeah, the ball hitting the ref.
That should be a dead ball.
I don't get it.
But you know what annoyed me about that is that they said on the balance of probability, Newcastle would have got to the ball.
They would have got to the ball, yeah.
More minute the ball.
But hang on, but we stopped worrying about balance of probability or benefit of the doubt 3 years ago. Well, you can't. We now say, unless we actually see the ball on the ground, regardless of how he's holding it, unless we see ball on the ground, we don't play benefit of the doubt anymore.
Look, you know, I'll argue the 8th tackle because because it happens, but touching the ref was
so
wrong.
we're agreed on the fact that should have been a dead ball. Now, can we talk about how pathetic Rabbitohs were?
Oh, they were terrible.
Yeah,
they were.
Because it's a smoke screen, you know.
No, it's not. No,
that were awful.
Well, I'm just trying to say that I think they were hard done by in some of it. I mean, South had 58% completion rate.
I know.
It was shocking.
Yeah. That was
and this
the problem.
is the team that 10 weeks ago was supposed to be favourites for the comp.
So what do you think is wrong, Steve? What's wrong with their heads?
I have no idea. I have no idea. But Cody Walker is not playing anything like he was earlier in the year.
Yep.
Latrell is just grandstanding at the moment, and that's
frustrating because then he makes a fool of himself when he.
I don't mind.
But when he layers around, and if when he's on and he's really going well, he can afford to. But lately he's been layering around, and then he gets, he's been humiliated. Well, he's been.
I don't
made
mind,
look silly a few times.
I don't mind the layering around, but when you take a kick in front of the goalposts, you're expected to get it.
Oh yeah.
Now, and a couple of times he took the ball. He's doing these really long passes. If I was the next play, if I was the Roosters, I'd be saying, someone get up on the winger and just get the intercept, and they'll do it every time.
Look, some of his long passing is absolutely magnificent. As silky smooth.
But in a position where it's worthwhile,
it's become predictable now. Yeah. And he threw it to nobody a few times. The other thing is that ball that hit the ref's foot, that hit the ground because Latrell didn't feel the ball.
Yeah, that's right.
And then the best try, the runaway try, was because Latrell lost the ball again.
Yes, I know.
So he's been way off his bed, and people are saying, you turned up to the Luke Coombs concert, maybe that's it.
Oh, that's.
But then maybe they're suggesting that that's what's in his head.
No. I don't think so at all. I mean, there are other problems at South, and I don't understand them. It's not just Latrell.
Well, I hope they last at least another couple of weeks.
Can I just say though, the Knights are exceptional.
Oh, the Knights were exceptional.
Caleb Bonga and Bradman Best just killed them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Marju's been fantastic. He's finishing.
Well,
like Johnson.
That's right. It's 3 tries, but they were all because the Ponga stepped.
Sure. But then Johnson scores because of, Walker and Latrell. I just think it's been a great performance. I mean, Tyson Gamble seems to have calmed down a little bit. Ooh. And I know, he's a hothead. He's right, but he's not as much a hothead at the moment. He's actually playing pretty well.
So where do you see the Knights then? Can they make it past the first round of the semis?
No.
I think they're like the Warriors. I think they're
well, you've got to remember who they're playing, Brian.
No, yeah, that's true.
I think they're like the Warriors. I reckon they could get to the prelim, honestly.
Yeah. I don't even know. I don't know. We'll wait and see what the 8 looks like.
The way they're playing at the moment, they could beat South, they could beat the Roosters, they could beat the Raiders.
Yep. Ooh, I think the Raiders.
I think the
Raiders have got the game to beat them.
I think they could beat the Sharks.
Yes.
So they can get past the first week.
Test.
Well, but Melbourne will be in the top 4. I'm talking about the first week of the semis. Melbourne will be in the top 4.
Yeah, good point.
All right, anyway. South were dudded, but anyway, I'll move on. GIO Stadium, 36-24, Raiders over Bulldogs. The Raiders, I think, were a bit lucky. Well, not lucky, but they didn't impress.
They're not very impressive.
They probably didn't have to, but still.
Jordan Rapana should have bolts coming out of his neck because he's a bit of a Frankenstein. He sometimes is brilliant, and the other times he's a real thug. Yeah. And he was man of the match. Go figure.
He was
great touches, but he just
how did him putting knees into someone's back twice?
Yeah.
He gets a fine, but Latrell gets a week.
Form. Oh, then again,
it's
Rapana. You can't pick form.
Yeah.
Seriously, there's an issue there. But anyway.
Penalised on reputation, I think.
But Rapana has a reputation.
Yeah.
That's my point. I don't get it.
I agree. Like, he should be also.
And we've argued that referees are different, bunkers are different, but the match review
committee should be the same.
Yeah, correct. Right. And of course, the Broncos had the bye.
Yep.
All right, later, gentlemen.
All right, that's your turn, I think. Because I'll do the women's.
Panthers on 40, Broncos on 40, Warriors on 36, Storm on 34. There is your top four, gentlemen. There's going to be no changes to that. Sharks, Raiders on 32, Knights on 31, and then a plethora of teams on 28. Rabbitohs, Cowboys, Roosters. Mm-hmm. Your top 8 will come from those teams. Eels, 26, gone. Eagles, 25, gone. And then we've got Titans, Dolphins on 22, Dogs on 22, Dragons on 16, West Tigers on 14. Gentlemen, before we move on to the ladies' game, Bulldogs, third last this year. What do they need to pick up?
They've got a team that should be in the top 8.
I agree.
So I don't know that they need to pick up anything else.
Oh, we talked about the Dragons.
What's the go with So what's the go?
I don't know.
See, because last week I said I think the Dragons' problem is its inconsistency with combinations. All right? Bulldogs, not that problem.
Yep.
Seraldo has picked and sticked.
Yep.
Except for injuries.
And he has some pretty exceptional players out there.
So he was the next big thing in coaching. What's the go? I don't know. Like if you're looking at that Bulldogs team, you're going, where are they going to improve? Maybe a fullback. Because
they're getting rid of a pretty good fullback.
Well, Crichton's going to fullback.
Oh, that's right. Well, no. Well, Crichton apparently signed to play centres, and they've picked up Blake Taff.
Blake Taff.
So they've got Crichton, Blake Taff, and was it Taylor? No, Taylor May's going to England. I think they've picked up another Panther.
Right. Okay.
It's like, what? They're third last.
Yeah.
That team on paper is a top 8 team.
I believe so. I don't think it's a top 4 team, but it's certainly a top 8 team.
Well, it's very close to a top 4 team as well.
And given the ability of some of them, like Burton, and what he can do with his kicks, and I'm just astounded they are not.
Yeah, good. I don't watch 100% footy hardly ever, but it was on after the last thing I watched on TV the other day, and he gave a bit of a defence of his team. He rambled on for 3 minutes, I think.
As he does.
And so I didn't pay attention to everything that he said, but he said, that we have great confidence in the coach, and we've had a lot of injuries and a lot of player movements, and it's just going to take a while for that to settle down. So who knows? Yeah,
maybe it is club combinations and training, getting used to Seraldo. Who knows? Dolphins.
Well, Dolphins need a couple of marquee players.
Yeah, they're getting Herbie and they're getting Flegler. I like Flegler.
They're getting a good prop.
Yeah, I like Flegler. Anyway, and they're also getting Avarillo.
Yep.
And if he gets his way, he'll get TPJ.
So, hang on. So, where's Avarillo play? Surely you don't move the hammer out of fullback. Not now.
No, but you'll put him in the centres. Probably centres or wing.
He's a decent centre. He's played decent at centre.
That's a pretty speedy back line.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then they're big man up front. So the Dolphins, their obvious problem this year is depth.
Yes. Oh, that.
Their big men are aging too. The Bromwich brothers. Wallace is playing some good footy. But their engine room's a little bit getting a bit old, I think.
Yeah.
And I think has been asked to tone down a little bit because earlier in the year they were hitting hard, and then all of a sudden you had all those suspensions, and I think lately they've been told you got to bring it down, and it's the same like the Radley issue. He's not playing anything like he should be because he can't. Yeah. He's too scared to do anything.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, perhaps. So a bit of depth will fix that as well.
Yes, I think so.
Maybe those older guys could perhaps move back to the bench.
I still think they need one or two marquee halves, though.
Yeah.
I think they needed.
Yeah, Sullivan and Katoa are. They're young and they don't have the polish that the other players.
There's a young halfback at the Broncos that might be looking for a third club.
No, he gets injured a lot.
Yeah, you can say that now.
I tell you what, there's a halfback at South who might end up getting moved up there.
Which one?
Lachlan.
You're not a fan of Ilias.
I was.
Oh, look, I'm just
right now. All he does is put up a bomb. He doesn't plan any kick.
Yeah, but see, this is. Sorry, I know we've digressed a bit here, Tom. But this is the problem. Who are the best halfbacks in the game? You got Ben Hunt, Cherry Evans.
Yep.
They're in their 30s. We can't expect 20-year-olds to play like 30-year-olds.
And I don't. I expect.
So-
I'm happy with generally the way he plays.
So the problem at Souths is not Cherry Evans. The problem at Souths is Cherry Evans. If you had him, you'd win a comp. The problem with Souths then is Cody Walker because he's not stepping up and relieving the pressure.
Well, maybe, but every time I see a good halfback, okay, and even Sam Walker does it, and I think Sam Walker's a great halfback.
Same.
He doesn't just put up a bomb every time. He aims for a corner. He aims for a 40-20. He tries to position to the post. He tries to aim for a post, chip and chase. All that sort of stuff.
But that's in coaching.
No, I get that. But watch Ilias. Every kick is a bomb, and he'll occasionally put one to the corners for Johnson or whoever, or Campbell Graham. But that's about all he's got.
And Mitchell Pearce factor, he used to do that all the time.
Exactly. He tried to put a 40-20 in the other day.
If that had come off.
But it wasn't going anywhere near a 40-20. Even if it bounced in, it wasn't near it.
Yeah. So, but it was the right idea.
It was the right idea. But he needs to learn how to do that.
All right.
Yeah. And I think Cody Walker plays better when Seven's doing the job. Yep. Ladies ladder is the Roosters flying high on 8 points. The Knights and the Raiders also on 8 points. We've got a very much better for and against. The Titans round out the 4 with 6 points. The West Tigers, the Broncos, the Sharks, the Dragons and the Cowboys. I still find this really entertaining to watch the games. I think the Knights and the Roosters, I think, are the standout teams, albeit they're in the 1 and 2 position. I think they are the teams that are making the bigger impact on the other teams consistently week from week.
The Knights beat the Broncos the other day in the last minute or two.
Yeah, the Broncos played awful at the beginning. They played terrible last year, and they were at the bottom the first couple of weeks. But they're starting to build a little bit of momentum. The Knights are just a really polished side. The Roosters are too. So look, wait with anticipation at how this all plays out.
Okay. And just for condolences to Cole Turner's family. That was a real shame. I quite liked him at the Bunnies. I thought he was an exceptional player. He wasn't overly skillful, but he was one of those players who put in 100%.
Sure.
He was always there. He was,
and then to get injured and still continue to play with that neck brace. And sort of disappeared off the landscape. And then,
when he left South, I thought he would be picked up by other clubs, and I'd heard that he was offered, but for some reason he decided not to take it, or the offers didn't pan out, and he ended up going back home. And I know for a while a report said a little bit after that he was still available if something came up. But so very, very sad. Very sad. 31 years old. Come on.
Yeah, that's really young.
Brian, at the end of our the super coach. So I think we have to congratulate Wal.
Why did he win your second tier comp?
No, he won the first tier comp.
I gave up.
You gave up on it, didn't you? Sorry, Wal. I think you did well, and Robbie's randoms did exceptionally well as well. But congratulations for winning. And the second tier comp was won by Heinz Beans.
Who cares? Second tier. I beat them.
No, you didn't.
Yes,
I got better than you did. I went to the next week. You got out the first week.
No, I finished in the top 8. You can have your second tier competition. I finished in the top 8.
Well, congratulations, Wal. All right. Okay, we better move on to next week very, very quickly. We're running out. Oh, geez, we're going long. All right. Okay, Penrith Panthers, Parramatta Eels, Thursday night, Bluebet Stadium.
Panthers.
How many players will the Panthers rest?
2 or 3.
Yeah, two against Manly, 3 against the Titans.
Yeah.
Nathan Cleary's going to win every game this year by just resting them.
Rest them all this week and bring them all back against the Cowboys next week.
All right. Anyway, I reckon a couple and the Panthers will win by quite a few.
A squillion. Yep, same. Okay. Daniel Anderson Stadium, Warriors and St George Illawarra.
All the bouncers in New Zealand go the Warriors' way. They will win this, and the Coral Dragons will get dudded just like Manly.
That's why the show's going so late, because these two just had an absolute
whinge.
I
nearly wasn't a wholesome boy there.
Okay,
Come on, what are you picking?
And picking the Warriors.
Warriors.
Right. So what I said was correct. Thank you.
So
Moving
Barry,
on.
here's the danger is unless the Dragons win, they could actually be wooden spooners by the end of the year.
Ooh, that's horrible.
It's ugly.
Okay, so Dolphins in North Queensland at Suncorp.
Cowboys will be trying to bounce back.
Yeah, I don't think.
But I want the Dolphins to win. I want the Dolphins to win.
It's bad for you guys if the Cowboys win, right?
Yes, absolutely.
I'm going the Cows.
Mean, cruel, and nasty man.
100%.
Storm and Titans at Amy Park.
Storm.
Roosters and Tigers at Allianz.
Roosters, hopefully by a lot.
I'm leaning Tigers.
I'm actually leaning Tigers as well. No, and this I'm serious. Like, you know, was it the really? I don't really think the Dolphins will win. No, do I really think the Cows will win? Possibly, but no, the Tigers. The Tigers have got a little bit of something at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, the Roosters know what they have to play for, so I think they'll be up for it.
Yeah.
As long as they're not complacent, that's the worry. And there's a double header on that night. I'm really trying to get there.
Well, you never know.
The girls and the boys both playing the Tigers.
Well, yeah,
you can come along if you want.
No. GIO Stadium where Raiders and Brisbane Broncos.
Oh, the
Bronx.
The odds on this are ridiculous. The Bronx will win this by plenty.
Good. Need that to happen as well.
Canterbury Bulldogs and Manly Sea Eagles at Accor.
Don't care.
I don't even know whether we'll have a team.
Don't care.
Oh, you'll have a team.
Don't care.
Yeah.
It has no influence on my.
It's all about you. It's all about you, isn't it?
What did you say?
All about you.
You need the Cowboys to lose.
Yeah, the Cowboys are favourites.
I'm going the Cowboys.
The Cowboys are favourites. It's like, come on.
Wholesome.
Your favourites.
Just remember the word wholesome.
I'll go the Seagulls because they're favourites. Okay.
Oh yeah, good luck. I don't know whether we will win this one. We won't have a team. We don't have a team.
Can't please him. Honestly.
I think you can win it. I think you can win it.
We don't have a team, Steve. We've got no fullback now as well.
Okay, then I'm going Dogs. Newcastle Knights and the Sharks.
Ooh. Well, you know what? You said the Knights can beat everyone, including the Sharks, Steve. I'm going to take you at that and go the Knights.
Yeah, Knights are at home.
I think the Knights at home are... Yeah. I'll be playing my Joker this weekend because I'm just about...
Yeah, same. I got no choice.
Rabbitohs are having a bye.
That's why I'm playing the Joker this week. Because I have to back the bunnies.
Well, I might play my Joker because
you
me
played
and
it
got
last
the
week.
Dogs.
You played it.
No, I didn't.
You did.
Did I?
Yes.
Oh, I better change my tips then.
Oh dear. All right. Anything intelligent you want to end the show with, Brian?
Oh no, it's just sad.
Tom?
Go that chooks.
I hope they get knocked out.
So do I, because the South are playing the Chooks the week after.
Just his gloating.
Bitter.
Honestly,
I have had nothing to gloat for 24 rounds, okay?
The gloating is
I'm
just
enjoying.
Thank you for watching. You're with Tom, Brian and Steve, and this is From the Sidelines, and we'll do it all again next week. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Win by plenty.
Gloat. Gloat.